It started like any other Friday night. Familiar faces, faint music, low lights dancing across cheap tables. The bar was buzzing with half-forgotten birthdays and half-sincere toasts. But beneath all that noise, a storm was brewing, and I was the only one who didn't know it was about to hit. She wore my hoodie, the one she always stole from my closet, oversized and faded from too many washes. She looked good in it. Not cute good, not cozy good, manipulative good. Like she knew I'd let my guard down when she wore it. Like she was dressing the part of mine just long enough to ruin me. I didn't know it yet. But this was going to be our last night. We were mid-conversation, nothing important, just the kind of chatter that fills the silence between real moments. There were 6 of us at the table: Ben, Maya, Chris, and a few others I used to call friends. Half drunk, laughing too loud at nothing. And then, she cleared her throat. Loud. Deliberate. The kind of throat clear that demands attention. Everyone turned. I didn't. I just stared at my drink, feeling that subtle shift in the air. She said it louder than needed, slicing through the noise like a razor. I guess this is as good a time as any. The table fell silent. Even the music in the background seemed to pull back like it didn't want to witness what came next. I looked up slowly, calm, controlled, waiting. She turned to me with a smirk that didn't belong on her face. I cheated. One word, just one, but it didn't sting. It didn't explode. It landed, like something I'd already known but refused to name. Then she twisted the knife. Honestly, I needed a real man. Not some guy who works in tech support and spends his weekends trying to fix a car that hasn't run since Obama was president. Laughter. Their laughter. My friends, Ben, my so-called brother, raised his glass to her. Damn, girl, you're savage, but honest. I respect it. Maya muttered, "We all saw this coming." Chris, the guy who once crashed on my couch for 3 months rent-free, just gave me that look, the one that says, "Take the L, man, don't make this harder than it is." And in that moment, I realized something. This wasn't just betrayal, it was performance, a spectacle. She wanted to break me publicly, to prove to the people closest to me that I was small, weak, replaceable. I didn't yell, didn't scream, didn't throw my drink across the table like she probably hoped I would. I just stared at her, really stared. And for the first time, I didn't see the girl I fell in love with. I saw the emptiness behind her eyes, the hunger for validation, the need to be the center of someone else's downfall so she could feel tall. I smiled, not a forced smile, not a bitter one, a smile that said, "I see you now." I tossed my keys in the air, caught them, stood up. "Cool," I said. That was it. And then I walked away. The door swung shut behind me. I heard them laugh louder. I didn't turn back. I didn't flinch. Because right there, amid the noise and betrayal, a plan began to form. A quiet, burning plan. I wasn't going to fight for people who laughed while I bled. I wasn't going to chase someone who enjoyed watching me break. I was going to disappear and come back as someone they couldn't reach. Someone they'd only see in whispers and regret. I met Emma 3 years ago, coffee shop near campus, rain tapping the window like a soft warning I didn't yet understand. She was sitting by herself, legs curled under her, reading The Bell Jar with black nail polish chipped on her thumb. I walked past her twice before I finally asked, "Hey, how's the book?" She looked up with this blank expression like I'd interrupted something sacred. Then she smirked and said, "Only depressed people read this in public," and smiled like she knew exactly what she was doing. That was it. From that moment, we were magnetic. Late-night drives with no destination. Inside jokes that didn't make sense to anyone else. She would fall asleep on my chest like it was her favorite place on earth, like the world outside couldn't touch her as long as she was there. She used to whisper, "You're my peace." And God help me, I believed her. She brought me lunch when I worked late, left notes in my toolbox, called me her anchor, the only thing that kept her from spinning out when life got messy. I was fixing up this rusted-out '92 Civic in my dad's old garage. It didn't run yet, but that didn't matter. She'd sit on the floor beside me, pass me tools, play 90s indie tracks from her cracked phone. She said she liked watching me work, that I made her feel grounded. We weren't flashy, we weren't rich, but we were real, or at least I thought we were. The change wasn't sudden, it came slow, like winter frost creeping across a window pane. Girls' nights turned into whole weekends away. She stopped texting when she got home. "Don't wait up," she'd write, like I was her roommate, not her partner. She stopped coming to the garage, stopped smiling at my dumb jokes, rolled her eyes when I talked about building my own IT consulting business. "You're always chasing things that take too long," she snapped one night. "You dream small and move slow." I didn't argue. I just assumed she was tired, burned out, frustrated with life. I didn't see it then, but she had already started drifting, looking for something louder, faster, shinier. And that something was Caleb, a bartender with perfect teeth and a six-pack, the kind of guy who knows exactly how he looks in dim lighting. Charisma like a vending machine, looks good on the outside, but empty inside. She met him on a girls' night, and suddenly she was giggling at her phone again, wearing makeup just to run errands, coming home smelling like tequila and secrets. But here's what hurt just as much. It wasn't just her who changed. Ben, the guy I called my brother, started hanging out with her more than me. Chris didn't want to take sides. And Maya? Maya ghosted me like we hadn't cried together over her last breakup. It wasn't just a breakup, it was an exodus, an abandonment. I didn't just lose a girlfriend, I lost a whole circle, a whole life. But here's the crazy part. I didn't spiral, I didn't rage, I didn't crumble. I just lay in bed that night, eyes wide open, replaying the moment at the bar like a movie scene stuck on repeat. Her smirk, Ben's laugh, that look Chris gave me, like I was the joke, like I was nothing. And then, something clicked. Not rage, not sadness, clarity. They didn't betray me because I was weak. They did it because I was quiet, because I didn't bark when they crossed my lines, because they mistook my calm for weakness. They thought I wouldn't do anything. They were wrong. That first night after the breakup, I didn't cry, I didn't scream, I didn't touch a drop of alcohol. I lay in bed, flat on my back, staring at the ceiling like it might offer some divine clarity. And in that stillness, I played it all back, frame by frame. Emma's smirk, Ben clinking glasses with her, Maya whispering, "We all saw this coming," and Chris giving me that look, that take the L and leave look. I wasn't just humiliated, I was discarded, like I'd outlived my purpose in their story. The next morning, my phone lit up, not with apologies, not with concern, but with a group text. "Chris, hey man, hope there's no hard feelings. Let's all be mature about this." Mature? Mature like laughing while my relationship was burned to the ground in front of me? Mature like cheering while she twisted the knife? That was the moment I snapped out of it. I deactivated everything. Facebook, gone. Instagram, deleted. Photos, wiped. Her contact, blocked. But I didn't erase the memory. No, memories are fuel, and I needed that fire. Then I did something I hadn't done in a long time. I walked to the mirror, not for pity, not for motivation, but for inventory. What had I become? Someone quiet, someone safe, someone easily forgotten. That was the last day I saw that version of myself. Because if they saw me as disposable, then I was going to build someone undeniable. I started small, reached out to my old professor, the one who once said I had CEO energy, told him I wanted back in. He gave me a list of cybersecurity courses and said, "Start with this, and don't stop." I didn't. I woke up at 5 a.m. every single day, ran 3 miles even when my lungs begged me to stop, cut carbs, ate clean, lifted heavy, trained harder, read every damn thing I could about digital security, IT contracts, business structure, while they were drinking and posting and partying like betrayal was something to celebrate. I was in the shadows, building. No one knew where I went. Not Ben, not Maya, definitely not Emma, because real growth doesn't need applause. It just needs time. Emma didn't reach out. Of course she didn't. She was too busy posting soft-lit selfies with Caleb, captions like, "Love always wins," couple photos drenched in fake affection. But here's the thing. Let's see how long love lasts, when the money runs out, when the thrill fades, and the man you left behind, he's no longer behind you. He's 10 steps ahead. 2 months in, no contact, no messages, just pure routine and absolute silence. And for the first time in years, I loved every second of it. Work blew up. A small freelance gig turned into a client retainer. One job led to another. Referrals started flowing. Suddenly, I was making more in a month than I used to make in 6. I registered my own LLC, built a clean, minimalist website. Clients that once ghosted me were now DMing me for quotes. All of it. Without posting once. Without saying a word. Because the most satisfying glow-up is the one no one sees coming. Until it's too late. I dropped 18 pounds, got real sleep, cleaned up my skin, cut my hair into something sharp and clean. I started dressing with intention, not for others, but because I finally respected myself enough to look like it. Then, one night, I caught my reflection in a store window, stopped, stared. Would she even recognize me now? Didn't matter, because this version of me wouldn't have tolerated her for 5 minutes. I wasn't posting, but others were. Networking events, client launches, charity runs. I started popping up in tagged photos, and some of Emma's friends still followed those people. Then came the ripple. Maya. Hey, stranger, you look good. Hope you're okay. Ben. Heard you started your own thing. That's wild. Respect. Chris. Dude. Your name came up in a client meeting. LOL. You killing it. I ignored all of them, because the version of me they knew, he died the night they left. I just buried him. By month 3, the silence wasn't lonely anymore. It was power. It was peace. I didn't miss her. Not the real her, because I finally understood. The version of Emma I loved, she only existed in my hope, not in reality. And the version of me that loved her, he was long gone. But the universe has a cruel sense of timing. It started subtle. Emma stopped posting. No more couple photos, no more Caleb. Just radio silence, 2 months clean, and then a blurry Instagram story from a mutual friend's birthday. There she was, in the background, not laughing, not glowing, just there. Sitting in the back of a party that used to orbit around her, alone, dimly lit, forgettable, no captions, no jokes about real men, no love wins, just a girl quietly fading from the spotlight. I didn't feel smug, I didn't feel satisfied. I felt done. Because when someone rips you apart in public and you rebuild in private, there comes a moment when even their name loses all meaning. Then came the explosion. It was a Sunday. Gray skies, coffee brewing, a pitch deck open on my laptop. Routine. Calm. And then, my phone started buzzing. One call, then another, then another. 32 missed calls. Emma. Ben. Maya. Like smoke from a house fire no one wanted to admit was burning. And then, the texts. Emma. I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, but please, can we talk? Everything fell apart. I just need 5 minutes. I messed up. You didn't deserve that. I see that now. Then Ben chimed in. Ben. Yo man. Real talk. I was wrong. We all were. She told us stuff about you. Said you weren't treating her right. I didn't know the truth. Right, they never do, not until they're not invited anymore. Then Maya. Maya, I was a coward. You were always the real one. We picked sides and now she's crying on my couch. She says you won't respond. Are you okay? I was fine. She wasn't. Because now, my silence, the same silence they mocked, was driving them insane. But then came the last message, the one I actually read. It was from Emma. At midnight. I thought I wanted someone exciting. What I got was someone fake. Caleb cheated. He's gone. He left. I'm broke. I can't even pay rent. I miss you. God, I miss you. You didn't deserve what I did. I see that now. You were the best thing in my life. Please, just respond. I sat with that one for a long time. Watched the typing bubble come and go like a ghost unsure of its place. Then I did what she never expected. I didn't explode, didn't rub it in, didn't say, I told you so. I locked my phone, set it face down, and went to sleep. Because by the time people realize your worth, you're already too busy becoming the version of yourself they'll never get to meet. I woke up to a wall of new messages. You probably hate me. I understand. But please, just say something. I miss who we were. I miss who I was with you. And that line, that's the one that hit. Not the begging, not the regret. That one sentence. I miss who I was with you. Because that's what she really lost, wasn't it? Not just me. She lost the version of herself that only existed because I believed in her, and she was never getting that back. I typed slowly. No anger, no heat, just truth. Me. You didn't just choose someone else. You celebrated humiliating me. You made it a show. And when I walked away, I didn't just walk away from the relationship. I walked away from the version of you who thought I wasn't enough. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I'm just done. Take care of yourself. Then I blocked her number. No dramatic exits. No speeches. Just final closure. Because the best kind of revenge isn't rage. It isn't fire. It's becoming so unshakably whole that they can't even picture themselves in the life you built without them. And while they spin in regret, you sleep peacefully. Because sometimes, revenge is simply never looking back. Was this revenge, or was it something more? If this story gripped you, if it made you think, feel, or remember, don't just scroll, tap like, hit subscribe, drop a comment. Because on Love is Blind, every betrayal has consequences, and every subscriber fuels the next haunting tale. Thanks for being a part of Grace's story, where every silence hides an ending, and every ending reveals who you were meant to become.